In Read Naturally Live, each student is placed with an appropriate series, level, and goal before starting the program. As students work in their first few stories, you'll check to make sure they're correctly placed. As they progress, the software helps you monitor each student's work and make changes to keep each student challenged. Let's see how Paul Ramos, a reading specialist at Springfield Elementary, uses the graphs and reports in Read Naturally Live to monitor the performance of one of his students. Dory Tanner has just completed the hot timing in her current story, and Paul has evaluated her work on the quiz and retell steps. A message reminds Paul that Dory is working on the 12th story in her current level. The 12th story is a good time to check student work and consider whether changes are needed. Paul and Dory begin by reviewing her work on the current story. Paul notes that Dory's hot timing score is well above her words correct per minute goal. They also check her fluency, comprehension, and retell graphs for the level. Her fluency graph shows that Dory's cold timing scores, in blue, are gradually increasing, and her hot timing score has improved, too. The comprehension graph reports quiz results by story and question type. The results are from the student's first attempt. By glancing at the columns, Paul sees that Dory gets most of the questions right on each story. The rows show how Dory handles different types of questions. She's having trouble with main idea questions, so Paul notes that she'll need extra coaching for this question type. The retell graph depicts the number of words Dory used to retell each story. The colors on the graph also show how her teacher evaluated the quality of her work. Blue means her work on a story was acceptable. Paul sees that Dory's doing well, and he also senses that she could handle more of a challenge. So, he decides to look deeper into her data to see if she needs a higher goal or level. To review Dory's data, Paul goes to his computer and logs into the staff member module. He clicks Reports and then Read Naturally Live Reports. Notice the reports available for Read Naturally Live. The reports can be printed to share with students, parents and guardians, or educator teams. Paul selects the Students at a Glance report. This report enables him to compare Dory's performance on her most recent 3 stories to her performance on the first 3 stories in the level during a specified period. Paul selects Dory and clicks Generate Report for selected. He checks the reporting period and clicks Generate Report. Paul sees that the average of Dory's last 3 cold timings is higher than the average of her first 3. This confirms that her cold timing scores have improved. He also notices her most recent cold timings are getting close to her goal. And the report shows that the average of her last 3 hot timings is well above her goal. She's practicing less too. Paul also sees that Dory has averaged at least 80% on the quiz throughout the level, but he remembers that she struggles with main idea. Paul decides Dory is ready for a change, but should he raise her goal or her level? Paul's reluctant to raise Dory's level because she's having difficulty with main idea questions, and students usually finish 24 stories before moving to a higher level. Instead, he decides to raise her goal by 10. He's confident she can reach a more challenging goal because her cold timing score has improved and her hot timing is well above her current goal. Paul returns to talk with Dory, and they agree to raise her goal and work on main idea. To raise her goal, Paul clicks Read Naturally Live in the navigation menu. He finds Dory's name in the list and under Assignment clicks Edit. He enters her new goal and saves the change.